Right, guys. I've taken my video of my face off this one. I managed to work out how to do it, so that's good news. So hopefully it doesn't glitch as much because it. But I'll try and get this on YouTube anyway. I'll put on stream initially on Teams, and then once they're all on there by the middle of the afternoon, hopefully we can transfer everything onto YouTube today. So you can see down the side here, algebra is the lot this revision. You've done number and geometry this week, so algebra and then a bit of statistics, mainly probability. Might talk a bit about averages as well. That's one thing that is missing from the 3 booklet, because I did probability but not averages. So we'll talk a little bit about mean, median, mode, and range. So like I said, things that are saying possibly, probably paper 2, I might leave, right? But most of these things are either anyway. So function machines normally paper 2, I will mention them, right? This way you add 7 and multiply by 3. However, if we're working backwards, if they give us the output, we do the opposite of this first and then the opposite of this. So if the output is 36, we're working this way. So we do 36. First thing we do is divide by 3. Don't worry about bid mass here, just do them in the order they come. And then you take the answer and take away 7. So that's 5. If the input is n, right, the very first thing we do into the n is add in 7. Just write it like that and put the first thing in brackets. The second thing is multiplied by 3. You can either write that like that, or you can write that like that. If you get beeping, my apologies in the background. That's just my heating coming on. Likes to beep. Okay, that's those. Okay, simplifying. We'll probably take some of the harder ones in each one. So here, I'll take a look at this one. 3m minus 5m, right? If you're taking away more than you've got, you go down into the minuses. So 5 take away 3. So just remember, take away 3m is 2m. But 3m take away 5m is minus 2m. Same here. A lot of people here are going to put 17, 5 plus 12, but it's not 5 plus 12. We've got to be aware of where these minuses are. The next sum is minus 5 plus 12, right? So start at minus 5 on the number line and go up 12. Draw a number line if you need to, but the answer is 7p. Okay, this is called simplifying. Simplify this. That's what you do for simplifying. I don't want something equal something. That is the final answer. Okay, here, 5t minus 11t, bang. Bang. Okay, next, expand. Let's take this one here. You times in both these by 2. Double that one, double that one. Okay, here, you times in both these by x. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Here, you times in both these by 2y. 2y times y is 2y squared. Plus, and these would all be minuses in the middle, if there was minuses there. 2y times 5 is 10y. Okay, solve. So the word we're looking for there is expand. It's really important, not just that you understand what I'm doing here, that you're looking what the word is. If they ask you to solve, you're trying to do something with an equals. It's the only time we'll see an equals. It's magic bridge once we see an equals. So, and this is the one I'd be looking at here, I guess, right? It wasn't very clear on yours that this was minus 24. I think a lot of you used 24, and that's absolutely fine if you did, because I don't think the minus was clear. However, if we were doing this, we would be adding 6 onto minus 24. So we'd be left with 6x equals minus 24 add 6 is minus 18. And the only difference there is because you're dividing minus 18 by 6, it would be minus 3 instead of 3. Here, the opposite of dividing is times in. So x is whatever that is, 56. And then back to this one. The add becomes a minus. 3x equals the answer to that. So x equals 12 divided by 3, and in this case, that's 4. Okay. The fourth word, factorize. Put into brackets. Okay. What can we take out? So here, the biggest thing I could take out here is probably the number 2. They both divide by 2. So that's the biggest factor. Factorize, factors. All right. If I do, I've got to half both these things and I get 2b plus 5. Whereas here, I could take out I can't take out a number because there's no number there, but I could take out the letter m. In other words, m times m, if I take one of those m's out, I'm just left with m. And 8 times m, if I take the m out of there, I'm just left with 8. And the third example, we don't need to do these harder ones. Oh, look, we can do the one on the end if you want. Or this one even. Biggest number, 3, but also x as well, whereas I couldn't take a b as well here because there was no b in the second one. Right, and I'd be left with 3 times 2 to make 6, x times x to make x squared, plus 3 times 3 to make 9, but I don't need an x there because the x that's there has come outside the brackets. Okay, another expand, but different to this. This is a single bracket, these are double brackets. Let's take a look at this one. 2x times x, the nose. 4 times x, the mouth. 2x times 7. And finally, the other eyebrow, 4, not 4 add 7, 4 times 7. And the simplifying bit here, then, it would be to bring the nose and the mouth together to leave 2x squared plus 18x plus 28. Okay, try some of the others, particularly ones with the minuses here. So let me just get you going on this one. 3x times 2x. We'll have 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. The mouth minus 5 times 2x. The mouth, sorry, yeah, that was the nose. The mouth, 3x times minus 4. So both these are negative. And finally, if they're both negative, the last one, which is 4 times 5, well, don't get the number wrong, 4 5s are 20, but minus times a minus makes a plus. And that is a nasty thing to simplify because they're both negative. But this is simplifying. This isn't 2 minuses making a plus. This is start at minus 10 on the number line and take away 12 and go all the way down to minus 22. Okay, they might ask you to do a slightly harder solve, right? So if you had something like this, you'd want to be moving numbers one side and x is the other. So if we take a look at this one, we're going to move the 9x over onto the x side, and we're going to move the plus 7 over onto this side, right? So 13x, take away the 9x has come over, equals minus 1, take away the 7, and I've picked that because of the minus horribleness, okay? Probably the hardest one here. So 4x, which is 13 take away 9, equals minus 1 minus 7, again, is minus 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2, but it's not 8, it's minus 8 divided by 4, so it's minus 2. And here you'd end up with 3x if you took that away from the 5, equals 24 if you add that on. So they're basically swapping places, those two things. So x equals 24 divided by 3, which is 8. Okay. Normally paper 2. I'll do one quickly, right? What you're doing, it's another factorizer, but I don't want you getting confused with this, right? So I'd rather you just switch your ears off or skip the video 30 seconds here. Factorize with where there's two things, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Factorize with two things means put it into a single bracket. That is the level we're aiming for with you, most of you guys. If there's 3 things, x squared plus 5x, what's called a quadratic, then it's 2 brackets, right? And you put x there and x there. And you're trying to look for 2 numbers that will team. Times to make the end, add or take away to make the middle. Okay, so the end is 14. So I was thinking like 2 times 7 or 1 times 14. But how can I make the middle, which is plus 5, with one of these pairs? Well, I can't do it with this one, but I can with that one. To make 5, though, I wouldn't add them, right? Because 2 add 7 is 9. But to make 5, I'd take them away. So the 7 would need to be positive, but the 2 would need to be negative. And that's how you factorize those. But again, I'll do more on that for paper 2. Okay, let's do one with a minus. So find f when g is 10, so 2 g's are 20, and h is minus 5, so 3 minus 5s are minus 15. Even though there is a plus in the middle, effectively, because 3h is minus 15, you're adding on minus 15, so you are just taking it away, okay? And then much harder when they give you the answer. When f is 13 and g is 5, so 2g's are 10. But the thing I don't know here is that I don't know what h is. Find h. What's h? Right? But what will add on to the way I do this is not, I don't use Magic Bridge. You can, but the way you can do this is go, look, what does that need to be so that when I add it to 10, I get 13? Well, it needs to be 3, right? So 3h equals 3. So h would need to be 1 to make that work. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look at how much time, otherwise I'll do a quick one and come back. Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. All right. The steps for simultaneous equations. Okay. Same sign subtract because they're both pluses. Different signs add because you've got one of each. Same sign subtract. But the first thing we need to do is make the y's the same. So here, I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to times this by 3, so that becomes 12. And I'm going to times this by 4, so that becomes 12. But I times everything. Everything times is by 3, including the answer. And here, everything times is by 4. Now, lovely people, now we use the SSS. Once the y's are the same, they are the same sign here. So we need to take them away from each other. So the top take away the bottom. 15x take away 12x is 3x. 12 take away 12, that means they disappear. And 39 take away 36 is 3. So basically what you're trying to do is get the y's to disappear by using SSS or DSA. But if 3x equals 3, then x is 3 divided by 3. So x is 1. And then substitute that back in, lovely people. So that first one, 5x plus 4y equals 13. But if x is 1, a bit like we did here, well, if x is 1, then 5 lots of 1. I just put in that 1 in there, but 5 1s are 5. Add 4y is 13. Again, could do what we did above, or could use Magic Bridge. Take the 5 away, maybe. Take 5 away from the 13 to give 8. So if 4y equals 8, y equals 2. Okay? It doesn't always say use simultaneous equations. Might say solve the following simultaneous equations. Fine. Might just say use an algebraic method. But if it looks like that, it's simultaneous equations. I'm going to leave that for paper 2 more. I just wanted to flag it now. There's ones here then where you've actually got to do them with shapes and reading and things like that. Again, I will do more of that for paper 2. And we'll end this with forming equations. Okay? Algebra that adds up to something. So here, these are the angles. What do angles in a four-sided shape add up to? 360. But let's add up the algebra first of all. How many x's have I got? 3x and 2x. I've got 5x. Number-wise, I've got 90. I've got 105. That makes, so 90, add 105. I've then got here a take away 17, and down here I've got a plus 32. Wow, this will take me forever. 195, 188, 178, 178 plus 32, 180, 210. Okay, so that's what those four angles add up to. But in reality, they equal 360. And then it's just a little equation to solve. Move that over, take it away. So 5x equals 150. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. So x equals 30. It then says work out the size of each angle, right? Well, if x is 30, this would be 2 lots of 30 plus 32. And this would be 3 lots of 30, take away 17, right? Ignore. Here, the perimeter of the shape is 60, so whatever these are, they're going to add up to 60. Add them. 2x and 2x is 4x's altogether. No, there's not. I spotted this guy here as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5x. Then 8 add 10 is 18. Add this 12. Okay, and then Magic Bridge. Boom, over it goes. Boom, right? Here they add up to 180, etc. Right? So you're actually forming the equation before you solve it. Right, one more video to go, lovely people. I'll end that one there.